Hi, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about tarot combinations, specifically how cards can shift or deepen meaning when they show up together in a reading. Before I start, I want to say something important. There's no single right way to read combinations. Tarot is symbolic, intuitive, and contextual. What I'm sharing today are patterns I've noticed over time, not rules you have to follow. Everything hinges on your intuition and the question at hand. Think of combinations as conversations between cards, not fixed definitions. I'm going to walk you through 3 common combinations and explain how I tend to read them, just as importantly, when they might apply. So let's start with the Sun and the World. On their own, these are both very positive cards. The Sun often points to clarity, warmth, vitality, happiness, and life force. The World speaks to completion, expansion, fulfillment, and sometimes the idea of the wider world beyond what's familiar. When these two appear together, especially in relocation, home, or life direction readings, I often read them as pointing to a warm or expansive geographical location. So that can look like moving to a warmer climate, relocating somewhere that feels more open or life-giving, or even living abroad or far from one's place of origin. The Sun adds the element of warmth and joy, while the World adds geographical distance, scope, and completion. That said, context matters, so in a non-relocation reading, this combination might instead reflect reaching a joyful milestone, feeling at home in a broader sense, or stepping into a chapter that feels both fulfilling and energizing. So rather than locking this into you're moving somewhere warm, I'd ask, is this reading about place or is it about fulfillment? And let the question guide you. Another combination I'd like to share is the Temperance and the Lovers. So the Lovers is often, of course, associated with romantic relationships, but more broadly, it's about choice, alignment, and values. Temperance, on the other hand, speaks to balance, moderation, healing, integration. It's a card of gentle adjustment, right? Not dramatic change. When these two appear together in relationship readings, I often read them as a signal that healing or recalibration is needed within the relationship. This doesn't automatically mean something is wrong or that the relationship is doomed. Instead, it can point to learning how to meet each other halfway, balancing emotional needs, healing old patterns so the relationship can align more honestly. Temperance brings patience and care, while the Lovers brings conscious choice. Together, they often ask, are both people choosing the relationship with awareness? And are they willing to do the gentle work required to keep it balanced? In some cases, this combination can also appear when a relationship is at a crossroads. Not in a dramatic sense, but in a quiet, internal one. It's less about passion and more about intentional love. And the third and final combination I want to talk about is the 3 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is about teamwork. It's about collaboration, being recognized for your skills, and contributing meaningfully within a system. The Ace of Pentacles represents a new tangible opportunity, often related to work, money, or material stability. When these two show up together in career or work-related readings, I often read them as pointing toward a new opportunity that comes through demonstrated effort or collaboration. So it can look like a promotion, a new role, a contractor offer, or a chance to build something long term. The Three of Pentacles suggests you've already been noticed. The Ace of Pentacles suggests that the seed of something new is being offered. So together they can indicate your work is being recognized and that recognition is opening a door. That said, this combination can also show up when someone is being invited to invest more deeply in a project or skill set, not just financially, but energetically. So again, context matters. In a job search, this could point to an offer. In an existing role, it might be growth or advancement. In a creative context, it could be the beginning of something you can build over time. One thing I want to emphasize is combinations don't replace intuition. They support it. If a combination shows up and your first instinct says, this feels like something else, trust that. Tarot works best when you allow the cards to talk to each other and to you, rather than forcing them into rigid meanings. So if you enjoyed this way of learning tarot, I share small tarot notes like this in my newsletter, where I keep things very short, gentle, practical. You can find the link in the show notes. Thank you so much for being here.